divinity, but church has been ruined, in my opinion. They're doing everything wrong, in my opinion. Hell, everybody does a lot of things wrong, in my opinion, but church definitely being a big one of them. So why am I here? I'm bringing you Smirch. This is the way it should be done. So thank you for checking in. Thank you for checking in last week. The comments and everything they have been fantastic. Thank you for sharing the episode or whatever you want to call these little teeny lessons that are 10 minutes and under, sometimes 5 minutes and under. But today, this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. I am really embarrassed about what I'm about to tell you. Okay. It's shameful. And it's been hurting me for a long, long time, probably ever since I was a little kid. And I believe just now, all these years later, I'm figuring out and finding ways to think that maybe something beautiful has come out of this. And hopefully, this is going to help you find something positive out of whatever shame, whatever embarrassment, whatever thing that's super shameful in your life that you're holding on to. I'm hoping that this story helps you a little bit. I had older parents. And compared to my friends' parents, my parents seemed like cave people. They were old. They were just old. I mean, they looked old, they acted old, they were old. All the other kids' parents were young and doing things. Mine were just old. There was a noticeable difference in age between my friends' parents and mine. There's no denying it. There's no arguing it. Okay. And the last thing a kid wants to feel, like myself, who's super shy at the time, wanting to be liked by everybody, is to feel different. And that made me feel different. But, they're my parents. My dad had this big love of baseball, which he filled my head with stories of the Brooklyn Dodgers and all the great players of the past. He's totally into that. And I got to admit it, that love of baseball was definitely handed down to me, something which I still carry today. But as a kid, I became a pretty good baseball player. Now, basketball became my sport of choice. I got a college scholarship from it and everything, but baseball, truth be told, I was a much better baseball player. And then throwing gas on the fire about my parents being older than all the other parents is my father was also disabled. Ever since I could remember him, my whole vision of my father, I don't remember a time when my dad was out of a wheelchair. He was always in a wheelchair. He had rheumatoid arthritis, really bad rheumatoid arthritis. He was jacked up. He had two new wrists that were put in. He had two new hips, two new knees. He had a host of other ailments and diseases and everything else that I don't even know to this day what he had because they kept things from me. I was just a little kid. They kept a lot of the gruesome truths from me. But I do have a vision of just sorrow and sadness around my house. But the wheelchair for some reason made little asshole Terry find that as another source of embarrassment about his parents. And like I said, I was super shy. I wanted to be liked by everybody. I didn't care about being popular. I just wanted to be acknowledged. I just wanted to be liked. I didn't have any friends. It was weird. And in my pea brain, having old parents, a handicapped dad, that wasn't helping my situation and popularity at all. And I just knew all the kids were talking behind my back. I mean, I heard them. I heard everything they said. Kids are brutal. They're absolutely brutal. They would straight up just say, "Hey, your mom and dad look like my grandparents. Yeah, Terry doesn't have parents. He has grandma, grandpa." It was brutal, but not the best disses in the world. But as a kid, it hurt. They got their job done. They got they were pounding me, man. And the wheelchair stuff, oh my God, that was super brutal as well, equally, if not more brutal. And by the way, can you imagine a kid not wanting his baseball loving dad to go see his little league games because he was in a wheelchair? Well, guess what? That was me. Right now, I mean, it's painful to talk about it. I'm ashamed of my actions as a kid. I've tried to write it off so many times. Oh, you're just young, you don't know that type of stuff. But he knew how I felt, and he never went to any of my games. I'd get dropped off before and after the games and picked up and all that stuff until my team made the championship. I had already pitched a great game that, did well to get us to the championship game. So I was moved over to first base. I was batting cleanup for the biggest game of my life. We were winning 2-1 in the bottom of the seventh inning, which is the last inning for Little League Baseball. Bases loaded, they had, and two outs. All we needed is one more out. I took a deep breath. I scanned the field just to make sure all the players were set and ready to go. And what do I see? I see my dad sitting behind the left field fence. He had a hat on. He was hunched down real low. He was hunched down real low, and he was watching the game. And my heart sank. I got dizzy. I lost all concentration. The very next pitch was a ground ball, hit to me, a real slow ground ball, hit to me, pick it up, step on the bag, game over. We're the champs. 99 times out of 100, that would have been the case. But the slowest moving ground ball in the history of baseball went right through my eggs, right through my legs. And 2 runs score, and we lose the game. I'm sobbing. I had a chance to be not just liked, but loved, and I muffed it. But everything after that moment was a blur. It's really weird. I don't remember much more after that, including my ride home. But I do remember was after the dust settled, I was really happy that my dad was there for some reason. And I thanked him later that night for going to the game. And as I thanked him, his eyes started to well up, and he congratulated me on the double I hit to make the team go in the lead. And then he also did something weird. He thanked me for all the help that I was giving around the house. I said, "What?" It was weird. He never really complimented me that way. That was a real odd thing for that. But he said, "I'm a champion when it comes to being compassionate. I'm a compassionate little kid." I didn't even know what that meant, but later I knew what he was talking about because I had a handicapped father, and all those embarrassing things that I had to go through, I did all the things that needed to be done at the house. I did all the chores without complaining. I helped him to and from the bathroom. I'd help him get off the toilet seat. I'd help him take a shower. I'd help him get in and out of the car all the time. I went on all the doctor's appointments with him. I helped him get in and out of the doctor's rooms and everything like that. And on the many occasions that they kept him there, I would stand outside the door or the window and wave at him from the door or the window. I remember the one time his hospital was on a lower level and I'm standing out on the grass waving to him. And I did all of this though without feeling weird. It was all around the same time. Around the house, I wasn't weird about it. I was never embarrassed, which is really strange. And today, that anybody that knows me will tell you that I am a pretty compassionate person, almost to a fault. And since that, I can sense people needing help around me, maybe a helping hand or holding a door, lifting a package. I sense this is happening around me, and I jump up from whatever I'm doing and I help. And I read this quote that says, "Your pain is trying to tell you something. It's not an accident, a curse, or an inconvenience. Pain is a form of self communication, which leads to compassion." Your pain is trying to tell you something. It's not an accident, a curse, or an inconvenience. Pain is a form of self communication that leads to compassion. So, my message to you today is whatever pain you're holding on to, whatever you have going on in your life, it holds a beautiful prize for you. So, do whatever you can to open that package up and take a look at it. And do your best to be a compassionate to others. You have no clue or what pain or confusion they're going through right now. All right. Please like and subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. And until then, this is Dr. Reverend Terry doing blessing you. Have a great week and feel the compassion and receive compassion as well. Love you guys. Thank you so much.